Managing multiple clients or large websites? Automate your SEO with Ali AI. Start your free trial now.
Taylor Swift is a link builder. There were rumors that she would get engaged. Our client said, let's give them a free wedding venue. And then we got them 50 links. That's digital PR.
Wix Studio, one end-to-end web creation platform for your agency to deliver exceptional work with absolute efficiency.
Hi, yeah, my name's Ehab Aboud, as was mentioned earlier, Principal Solution Engineer. If you're wondering, that is an AI-generated photo of me. I use it for every headshot. Too cheap to get my own headshot. I'm a Google Business Profile product expert as well. I've been at Uber for about 5 years now. And I work with customers and partners all over the world, and my team are involved in getting involved as sort of the technical experts in commercial conversations for partners, customers, etc. Like I said, all over the time zones. And how about yourself?
I'm Javier Bermúdez. I have been working on Barceló for the SEO like for past 3 years, and I'm very, very happy to be here at Brighton to speak you to all our little starting initiative in local SEO strategy that make a lot of benefits and profits to our company.
Yeah, defo. And just a super quick intro for who we are, if you've not seen the purple people and the crazy machine in the booth earlier as well, and where we've been before. We've got over 2,000 enterprise clients globally. We've existed for over a decade. We manage over 1.3 million locations globally. And that's over direct enterprise and for our agency partners, for some of the smaller businesses too. Yes, we operate in 170 countries, but we're a remote first company, so we speak, I think, over 40 languages inside Uber, which is super impressive for us. We're really, really proud of it. How about yourselves?
From part, Barceló have already 185 hotels. Today, tomorrow probably will be 186. And that we are not working only for hotels. We have more than 600 locations, restaurants, spa, casino. Even we have a church in one of our hotels in Riviera Maya. So you can imagine the work of local SEO we had to do. We have 4 different brands, Allegro Hotels, Occidental Hotels, Royal Highway Hotels, and the main brand, Barceló Hotels. Nowadays in 30 countries, tomorrow probably 31 countries, because the expanding strategy of our company is just crazy.
I just can't imagine searching churches near me and see Barceló. I just find that quite incredible. So super quick recap. If you saw my talk about a year ago, you'll see this particular slide here with the dashing chap in the middle. He's the ring bearer to my wedding. I got married a couple of years ago and moved into a house in West Yorkshire. And I immediately spotted a problem with the local SEO for all of the small businesses in the local village that I live in. It's really quite nice and idyllic, but I came here and I spoke about a lot of low-hanging fruit. We mentioned that earlier today. And some quick wins for local SEO. And then 6 months ago, my colleague Sebastian, also in the purple, came with KFC and spoke about the results, the finger-licking results from KFC that they've worked on with Uber. But today we kind of want to combine the two. We want to give some tips and show those results, some incredible results that these folks have done at Barceló. It's mainly their work, but of course they've used our tool as well, and that's why we're here with a little bit of a self-promotion, as you'll see. So we just want to talk sort of with a little bit of structure first. The challenges, a bit of the opportunity, what we've done to solve that, and then the results. And in true Brighton SEO style, we do have a summary slide where you could all take photos of some tips, etc. There is a speaker deck link as well that I'll make public after this as well. So yeah, we'll go from there. But yeah, let's first start with the first challenge.
Yeah, first of all, I want to ask you a question. Raise your hand if you think that local SEO is important for SEO strategy or for a company strategy. Raise your hand, please. Okay, local SEO is important. Okay, but how many of you have a local SEO specialist or a local SEO department in your company?
Wow.
No, raise your hands. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. But okay. In Barceló, we have an special thing, a special way to work, because we have to separate local SEO department, that website SEO department. We work together, we work with other departments, but they have 2 different strategies for each channel, and also the revenue, the clicks, the improvement of each channels, they are unique. And all this starts because of the evolution of the customer journey in hospitality. Think about like 10 years ago, we go to a travel agency to see where we are going to travel on holidays. But nowadays, we have TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Google, and also the Google Maps, or all the locators pages. And it's are really, it's very difficult for us in a very complex, as well. We have a very complex market and industry because you go to, for example, want to go to Punta Cana, there are so many hotels, so many chains, and even if you choose a Barceló Hotel, you even can make the reservation at the booking with us, Barceló.com, or even with TripAdvisor, with Booking, or other third parties. So it's very difficult to us to catch our clients, and that's the point, because the local listing need to be enhanced and need to be worked especially because it's the first point of meeting with our customer and the last. I mean, when you type search like Punta Cana all-inclusive resort in the Google results, there are 3 results, and one of these results is all hotels. It's just the one point. It's the first point of view of customers. Oh, this is a Barceló Hotel here. Okay, let's check another chains. And if we have the luck to these people going to our hotels, stay, and when we leave, let us or type in a review. That's also very important for us because, as I said, it's the first and the last point of contact with our clients.
So then with that challenge in mind, try to multiply that where your audiences are. Your audiences aren't in one place, they're in quite a lot of places. Think about the massive rise of Apple Maps on iPhones as well, competing with Google Maps. And then there's those who are absolute hardcore elites on Waze as well, and then elsewhere. And then trying to follow that on Uber, trying to make sure that you don't get lost in your Uber, wherever it is, Instagram, etc. So this challenge can be quite overwhelming, it can be quite enormous as well. So that's where we sort of come in and try to help too. So the challenge is enormous, but so is the opportunity. And this is basically Barceló's why. This is why they came up with, it's not just a significant financial investment, it's a significant resource investment and time, etc. What's the point? Is it worth it? And yes, in the tagline, we've got the 53%. I'll let you know a little secret that's changed by the end of this, and you might be quite surprised. But now let's talk about what Barceló have done to improve. What is that optimization plan? There's 4 steps, and I'll show you a bit of a preview after as well.
Yeah, first of all, you need to think about URL like a brain with all the information of our hotels. The name, the category, the phone, all the attributes, because we have more than 300 attributes for each hotel, the information, the description, even the timetable of our hotels or the restaurant of our hotels. We have a massive information in one point, and the most of unique things of URL, you can pull this information by an API and pull it in your website, in analytics systems, and in the app. There is much more ways to use this information, like in the analytics. For example, analytics, you will have an analytics panel that I love. We can filter all the information by hotel, by location, by the characteristic, and if I could get all this information with the brain information I was talking about and pull it together, I can have very, very powerful insights. For example, I got ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT, okay, what's the relationship between the clicks I have in my image, my hotels, and the revenue they came on? I mean, as much as information, data, collect the characteristics of the hotel and the analytics from Google, if you match these 2 sources of information with ChatGPT, the results and the insights you can get, they are just amazing.
And speaking of those insights, you can get some increased insights as well through keeping relevant pages. And it's not just relevance in terms of opening hours, etc. They did something really, really cool where they did some seasonal updates to photos. So I'll let you talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, because think about you're going to go in summer on vacation on the Canary Island, you need to see the image of the beach, of the pools, or the installation, the restaurant. For us, it's very important have always the best photo in every moment of the year. And not only this, we check if with the Google AI images, if Google see what we are seeing in the picture. You put an image on this Google AI, and okay, I have a room with a jacuzzi inside, but if Google seen this jacuzzi in this picture, for us, it's very important, because if you don't do this type of optimization, you never will rank in for keywords like all-inclusive hotels with jacuzzi in room in Punta Cana.
And I don't know about you, but I don't go to a hotel with a swimming pool less than 50 meters, so there we go. And then, of course, with that, you're setting an expectation, and you want to be able to meet that expectation. And we're talking about that last point of contact on your Google listing or wherever it is that you're leaving reviews. As a business with more than 10, 50, 100 locations, you're going to start getting overwhelmed with tons and tons and tons of reviews. What you're going to do with that? I will personally stay up late at night. I wouldn't be able to sleep. I've had so many. So hopefully with this, they'll be able to solve it. So what have you done?
Yeah, think about the tons of review we receive in a day, and the work for our company or directors of the hotel workers to reply or respond every review, because that is a ranking factor. As many reviews you respond and the quick you respond each review, there are two determined ranking factors, not only for Google and also for the customers. When you're going to go to a hotel, and we always read the reviews, and you see all the reviews are being responded with a nice response and a personalized response. That is thanks to the URL technology, because with ChatGPT we can make, for example, one review. Okay, I stayed in this hotel, the pool was so nice. With the AI technology, we automatically respond to this review in a personalized review. It's not like, okay, very nice. No, it's, oh, we work harder to make pools shiny every day.
Love a shiny pool. And speaking of the responses, when we spoke about AI, the very, very top left, right, I'm getting the same problem as you. You'll see that ChatGPT is used to reply to a review. For those at the back, this is definitely not an eye test, just like a year ago when I tried to put some small text in. I'm just demonstrating that the use of it. But you'll see in the second one as well, we've generated a response straight away, but in a completely different language. It will respond in the language of the review. So you don't have to sit there and try to learn a new language or exit the app and then go into translate whatever it is. We'll use whatever OpenAI supports in terms of language. It's pretty cool. These are also the kind of examples of the analytics that we have. This is just one page. We've got a gajillion different pages. Whatever works for our customers. But these folks have pulled this kind of data and other data. I do want to highlight, as it's refreshing, 92% average response rate, and within 2 days as well across their hundreds of locations, might I add, including their church. And then let's talk about sort of some of the results. Barceló joined us roughly around about 2022, but of course the journey of Barceló started a lot earlier than that. So can you talk on sort of the last few years in hospitality, which have been absolutely crazy?
Yeah, that number is just crazy. Okay, I first say that we had to compare 2022 to 2019 because about the COVID. So we don't talk about COVID. If people couldn't travel, we couldn't make money. So the comparison is this. And the numbers are just crazy. 45 increase revenue, 27 increase of session, and think about that as the numbers at 2022. That was the year we really start working on a local SEO strategy. And the next at this year we were like at the top of the industry, Barceló Hotel Group, and then in 2023 we keep growing, like 41 increase of conversion, 51 increase of transaction. If in 2022 we were at the top of the industry, at 2023, Barceló Hotel Group was leading the industry of local SEO strategy. And guys, that's the number, and think about, we are talking about one of the biggest hotel chains in the world. That revenue are millions of euros.
And if you remember the pent-up demand in 2022 when everyone had their suitcase and it seemed everyone was on an EasyJet flight in Amsterdam and they were all flying absolutely everywhere, then 2023 comes and a lot of those hotels, that demand started to slump, but not for Barceló. They've managed to be able to adapt and capture the audience and grow the audience, which I think is incredible. And speaking of COVID, I think that's the worst C word I could think of anyway. And then we're thinking of sort of 2024. Obviously, it hasn't finished. There's a whole quarter left. I mentioned earlier the 53%. We lied to you. We kind of didn't lie to you. Uber gave some conservative estimates, some calculations that we did of their increase in revenue. But then I spoke to Javier, and when he replied to me, I fell over because they said it was actually 214% increase in revenue. Again, this is travel hospitality post COVID, there's that word again. But then you can see some of the other conversions as well, some of the other increases is absolutely insane. But it doesn't really stop at the financial. Yes, we talk about the money quite a lot. We're in blazers, we wanted to wear suits to sort of match that. But it's also about the reputation. How do you think about 2025 and onwards? And it's about increasing those reviews, getting those voices on those listings where everyone is seeing, trying to feed in all of those customer journeys as well. And they've got a 43% increase in 2023 for reviews. I'll tell you as well, this year it's already increased by 12% and the year hasn't finished again, just to repeat that. You saw the 87% response rate. That was put in there before I took that screen recording of the 92 plus. I will say for their hotels alone, it's around about 97 plus. I will probably blame the lack of responses to the church. Probably there as well. So, but it's quite a lot. And I want to ask you, Javier, when did you start noticing the impact specifically for reviews when you started working with Uber? Because it was fairly quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like the first day thing about the change for a hotel director to spend all their day reading reviews and responding everyone. And when we say to him, okay, you have to do this job anymore. It's all automatically. And not only for the time wasting, this was also by the impact that have in the search results. Like 1 month before starting with this year, we start seeing our hotels appearing for queries and seeing how the people start reading more our reviews because all of them was responded, and the CTR and the transaction start to grow. It's not just a matter about appear, about the CTR, it's a matter about trust of our clients and a matter of conversions and making revenue at the end.
You've got a lot of loyal customers, but actually bringing them online and actually sharing those experiences is what is really important. So as I promised, there are some tips. So if you want to take your phones out to take photos now, feel free to. But like I said, I will have a link later as well if you don't want to do that. But we spoke about sort of the directories earlier and that complex issue. And here we're talking about sort of rich profiles. What does that mean for you folks when you're talking about rich profiles? How deep do you go?
Okay. I will put Google My Business as example, and Google My Business provide us a lot of information to fill. It's very, very important to fill all the information. In my case, hotels have more than 300 attributes to fill. Is a lot of work. Think about I have 185 hotels, but it's our mission. It's compulsory to complete all this information because it's the primary source of information for Google to ranking our hotels for determined keywords.
It's incredible. And I just remembered a point as well, just for the people at the back as well and keeping everyone awake, that increase in revenue earlier was tens of millions of euros, specifically attributed to local SEO, and that's why they separated those teams. And that's why we sort of went on to sort of this performance as well. So I'd like to sort of bring an analogy in terms of performance. I don't know about you, if anyone's sort of taken up running, probably not today after this crazy, crazy conference week. But I recently did, and I'm about to do the Manchester half marathon in about a week. It's going to be my first half marathon. So I invested in this Garmin. I saw people with some Apple Watches, maybe some Fitbits as well, some Whoop bands, etc. These guys kind of treated Uber as sort of the Apple Watch or the Garmin or the Fitbit. They were keeping track on their goals. They had some challenges, they had some goals, and they kept to that and exceeded it, as you saw. And that was kind of the point of the regular performance analysis and bringing it out and putting it into ChatGPT. But then again, talking about that reputation management, what do you see when you see the word proactive in that reputation management?
The proactive is about not only looking for get more reviews. It's more about what we do with these reviews. First of all, we need to respond this review as far as possible and with the most personalized response. And then look these reviews, look with the analytics and look for what the clients are saying about your business, the good and the bad things. And thanks to the URL analytics, doing this job, it's very, very easy, guys.
Exactly. And then we spoke about sort of the relevant seasonal updates to photos as well. That's obviously really quite key, and keeping that relevance. Everyone talks about that relevance, but it's not just opening hours. It's not just the fields as well. It's the photos. It's trying to play with Uber's AI game, if you like, Google's AI game. Sorry, I mix that all the time. There is one last point that we didn't actually include in this presentation, but we thought was so important as a fifth point that kind of complements everything. And I had a conversation yesterday with some people about this as well, but it's your local pages and what to do with them and those factors and how important they are to feed into the rest of your local SEO strategies. Can you talk quickly on that as well?
Yeah, okay. You can have the most brilliant Google My Business profile, but if you don't have local pages that is fully of information, it doesn't work. Because there are many information, for example, in the hotel industry, you can put in the local business profile like all-inclusive or like service for families or for kids. You need to have a very, very good and complete local page with as much information as you can, like, for example, in the hotel industry, where is the hotel, which service have the restaurants, the spa, if we have service for kids, for family, price, room. If you go to Barceló.com and see one of our main hotels pages is like this. So the time load of the pages, it's awful, but we have so much information that provide us some rankings up to one for very, very specific keywords.
And we refer to our local pages at Uberall as like your first publisher. We were talking about all those publishers. We refer to them as the first publisher, and then there's everyone else. And if you're not fixing the first publisher, if you're not sorting out the first publisher, what's the point in doing the rest, right? So especially when you think of Google trying to compare with your local pages, trying to make sure all the information's right. What if you get suspended when you ever so much as look at the keyboard, in the words of Greg Gifford? So that's why it's super important. So you can see sort of our strategy for trying to help these folks grow. We've got quite a lot of strategies for different types of customers. If you are a local SEO manager, CMO, etc., come have a chat with us on booth 21. We might be able to help you formulate that strategy. It's not just a crazy harebrained idea that you got at a conference for 2 days while you're having fun. And likewise, if you're an agency as well, if you want to increase that value for your clients and that work rate and scale, we can help with that too. And thanks so much for listening. And yeah, we'll talk to you later. Thank you very much.
Monthly reporting making you want to shove sharp things up your nose? Try Dragon Metrics, the all-in-one SEO software with mind-blowing reporting tools.